Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we defeated Janine and got the Soul Badge, and this episode, well, I hate to tell you this, guys, but this is without doubt going to be the most boring episode of all time, and the reason being is because there's this one route. Well, I want to say route, though, but it's actually, like, multiple routes. Basically what we're doing is that we're going to go to this one pathway that's just south of Lavender Town, because it's actually the alternate way to get to Fuchsia City. If you don't have a bicycle for a bicycle or the cycling road, so yeah, we're gonna do that other option or the other route right there, and I gotta say it is without doubt the longest pathway there is. Well, not as long this time because well, again, space limitations. So you know, at least in Gen 2's Kanto, then it's not gonna be quite as long as how it was in Gen 1. But it's still pretty lengthy regardless because it's, you know, like I said, it's a long path and there's gonna be trainers to battle. What that guy just gave us was the Super Rod. It's actually the final fishing rod upgrade, and I can't believe it took us all the way till Kanto to actually get that one. The Super Rod is actually the best rod there is, so that way they can actually catch some different Pokemon in the sea from fishing. So it'll catch stuff like Gyarados or some other stronger fishing Pokemon that they can catch. So there's that there. But anyway, that's basically what the whole episode is going to entail. Is that it's just, you know, going to the longest route, well, you know, like I said, it's supposed to be, it's comprised of multiple routes, but, well, to get to Fuchsia City, just the alternate way, but it's, you know, but it's definitely the longest path there is. There's a bunch of trainers to battle, and so, because of that, it's going to be so boring, and especially in Gen 2's case, where it's actually even worse, because, you know, because of the low level curve. As you know, where you're just battling like nothing but level 30s, and sometimes even in the late 20s, which is really baffling because you just defeated like these 3 level 50s Dragonites, and then what we get just those low levels right there. So yeah, it's gonna be so boring, and also for the fact that you know, because it's a low level curve, then it just drags so much, and it's still draggy either way, and even in Gen 1, because you know it's like, well, people regard it as the worst part of Gen 1 just because of how long it is and how much it drags. But, you know, a good way to grind at least. I mean, I still just go over this one anyway because I'd rather just do some grinding. But we're not going to have much of it, though, because, you know, because of the low level curve. And, yeah, you see here that this episode is 15 minutes long because, you know, like I said, I actually did record this for 30 minutes long because, you know, I at least reached threshold. But the amounts of trainers that there are, and you can see that I'm actually getting a lot of those because pretty much most of the trainers, or almost every single one of the trainers will have Pokemon that we've already encountered. So that's why I actually cut those. But there's at least a couple of trainers where a few of them that actually do show off. One of them is actually a pretty interesting one. Like, I think it's this one. There's like about like, okay, yeah. So this guy here, I'm at least going to show off though, mainly because you know he has Team 6 Pikachu. So yeah, you would think, why aren't you getting out this one? Because it's going to take a while. Well, you know, considering he has a team of 6 Pikachus, it's probably going to be the most interesting one yet. So of course, I am going to be showing that. I mean, I did show off the 6 Magikarp battles, so why not 6 Pikachus? So full team of 6 of the same Pokemon, so this time Pikachu. So yeah, fighting all the Pikachus here. Pikachu, and none but Pikachus. And honestly though, like, at that point, I was still using Dig against Pikachu, but then I realized, wait a minute, those Pikachus are all level 23s. I don't need to use Dig. I can just use some regular attack, or regular attacks, just say, like, regular damage and all that. I don't need super effective damage. I can actually just easily cheese them with Flame Wheel. Or, you know what, I probably could have used Swift, but I didn't really call it Swift though, because for one thing, you know, since Swift, normal type moves are physical in this gen, and so therefore, you know, physical attacks aren't really Typhlosion's strongest suits, because they're more of special attackers. So I wasn't quite so sure, honestly, about having to use Swift, and you know, Swift is a very low power. But you know, at the time, you know, before Gen 4, Swift is physical because it's a normal type move. So that's why I didn't go for it. I just, you know, went for Flame Wheel, because I don't need to use Dig. They're level 23s anyway. But you see, it's shit like that. This is what I mean about, like, you know, with, you know, level 23s, you know, our entire team is, like, level 46. We're the champion. We're getting the Kanto badges right about now. And we're still facing, like, this level 23 Pikachus. And you see what I mean about how absolutely, like, you know, how much the level curve here is just absolute garbage. So yeah, that's, you know, that's part of one of the biggest, probably one of the worst things about, or actually no, the worst thing about Gen 2 is the level curve. So, and I know I'm bitching about this a lot. I've already said this a lot of times, but no, I can't help it though. Just seeing that there's like, what the hell? So, this video is kind of short because, well, you know, there's like so many trainers I cut up because they have the Pokemon we've already encountered. But there's at least a couple of those that we haven't even seen yet. Like, actually, there's one trainer who has a Pokemon we haven't seen. And there's also another one that not only has something like that though, but actually is actually a new trainer that we haven't encountered yet. Which is, yeah, there's actually a new trainer that we have yet to encounter here, which we'll see a little bit later. So yeah, that's what this whole episode's gonna entail. Just going through this route. But you know, like I said, it's actually pretty short. You know, as a matter of fact, I back when I did my Let's Play of Pokemon Red, when we went and covered this whole route. Because of how long it was, because like I said, this is only just one video for this whole route because of how short this. Well, you know, because of how small Kanto is in this gen. But since in my Let's Play of Pokemon Red, since Kanto in Gen 1 is pretty big in itself, at least in terms of Game Boy standards. And there's a lot more trainers to do. Then I think I remember having to split the videos into well, there's like 2 episodes worth of those routes. So that's how long it used to be. But because of how much shorter these routes are, and since there's not as many trainers, and then it's just like one episode, because that kind of goes to show how small Kanto ended up being in this gen. And so this guy right here has he says bow down before a regal Pokemon. So yeah, basically all his Pokemon are actually the ones they use is that end with King. So we have Nidoking, and then we actually have a newcomer here, Slowking. Slowking is the alternative for evolving Slowpoke, and well, evolving from Slowpoke. So so yeah, besides Slowbro, then that's what Slowpoke can also evolve to, and it's what was introduced in this gen. So basically, for evolving Slowpoke into a Slowking, then they just have a hold the King's Rock and trade over, and that's how it evolves. Which, oh yeah, there's also the last one, Seaking. So yeah, all of his Pokemon here, he says, just regal Pokemon, so it means, like, all the Pokemon that end with King, or in their names. But, to talk about Slowking, Slowking, it's very good with special attack, especially more so since, with it being a water type. Its one drawback is that it is very slow. Yeah, the speed set is the worst of it all. So yeah. No, yeah, mock royalty. Yeah, just definitely. I don't want to say it though, but I'm thinking about this one NPC in X and Y, where you go to this one palace, and then he goes like, "Don't sleep with the king's bed. It would be illegal." And I just hear like crickets chirping from all that there. So yeah, I actually just still remember that somehow. Yeah. Yeah, despite how forgettable Kalos was. So. Anyway, so I guess considering that I was talking about what this whole video was going to tell, considering how long it was going to be, what should we talk about? I mean, we got to talk about something. I mean, because I did say that that was probably going to be the most boring episode of all time, and because of that, I was afraid that I was going to have anything to talk about. So, I got something to talk about. Let's see here. I think a lot of you guys already know this by now because it's already been a few days, but the Indigo Disc DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is now out, so I mean, if you've already downloaded it, then, well, there you go, so you can just already play it. I've already, because, one thing that's gonna sound like very surprising to you guys, but I actually do have both versions of Scarlet and Violet, because, like, I actually bought this deluxe box set where it actually contains both games, because, like, I was going over to Walmart, like, just exactly on its launch day, and I wanted to start with Scarlet at first, and then, because I actually was planning on getting both versions, and then I was going to go with Scarlet first, but then, and then later I was going to get Violet. They only had Violet in stock, though, and, like, I didn't go for that at first, because I wanted to go for Scarlet, just, play it right away. But then, a few days later, when I went back over to Walmart, I saw that they actually had the box set in stock that had both versions, and I was like, oh shit, well, I'll just go and buy that then. So yeah, that's what they had there. And that's what I did. I actually played Scarlet first, so just kind of get an idea. I actually played it so long though because of like I just took advantage of the whole overworld setting, and then it was kind of a mistake though because of the whole level spikes that there was. But then after that, then after I beat Scarlet first, and then I went ahead and played Violet afterwards. And then I actually just played it the right way, just looking up the correct pathway for the well, for those 3 storylines that you go for, and then the rest is history. And then let's see what else. So yeah, so going back with the DLC and like with the Indigo Disc. Sorry, I'm slurring my words again. Yeah, I already beat Indigo Disc and Scarlet, and right now I'm already replaying it in Violet, and I'm actually still making progress with that though. And so yeah. My whole opinions on it, without spoiling anything, it's interesting, I do like the whole, I like the whole characterization and all that, though. I was kind of disappointed, too, where, there was a couple of questions I was actually wondering, and they kind of just left that ambiguous, so I was kind of disappointed at that, but overall, though, it was a good kind of storyline that had, like I said, I like the characterization and all that there, so. This girl right here, somehow she was in that tall grass and was wanting to do a Pokemon trade, she was wanted to, I think she wanted us to, for a trade over a Chansey, which, I actually forgot exactly where you find Chansey, because I know, well, the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City is now defunct, so we can't really catch that, but I forgot where exactly Chansey was, but I know it's still kind of a rare Pokemon to find here. Alright, so, next thing to talk about, actually, this girl right here, it's actually going to be the new trainer class that we haven't encountered yet. This here is a teacher, and so, yeah, our first guy with a teacher here, all the way into Kanto, kind of a rare thing indeed. Teachers, they specialize in some Pokemon that they're considered like, maybe some good in terms of stats, though, but then again, though, they tend to go for the weaker ones. So so it's usually stuff like normal types, like this Clefairy right here. And yeah, that's about it really. So and there's actually 2 teachers in this route. The other one actually has a Pokemon that we haven't encountered yet, which is actually another Gen 2 Pokemon that took us all the way over to Kanto. We're just about almost done with those routes though. So yeah, it was still pretty short though. So like I said, not as long as it was in Gen 1, but, it's still pretty lengthy regardless. Yeah, this whole route, I gotta say, is it's actually a kind of a, like, where, I don't know, some kind of a school trip or something going on, because there was just a couple of teachers and those schoolboys, so, yeah, definitely must be a school trip here. Sunny days, I think the kids would rather be playing in the school year than sitting. Well, yeah, that's little shits like those that would just that would prioritize with playing recess or just playing games instead of like doing schoolwork or homework and all that. And this right here is our first encounter with Apom. Apom is of course a normal type. They can actually be found pretty early on, and even in Johto, where they're actually found in those little trees they get hit up with. Apom, at the moment is, well, not exactly that great per se, though, because, kind of like mediocre stats. Come Gen 4, though, it actually does at least get a little better with its evolution in, Ambipom, where it actually evolves if once it learns to move Double Hit, and then, it actually gets better with stats, so. We all know about Apom just having that shady grin there, but I gotta say though, Ambipom has always kind of creeped me out though. Just taking a look at it though, honestly, because just look at it. It's just like this thing follows me everywhere. It's creepy. But anyhow, so yeah, that's kind of the whole thing with Apom. But if you ever want to find Apom, then like I said, it's in those little trees that you can find in well, only in Johto, though, because Kanto doesn't have any of those trees, so if you ever want to find those headbutting trees for those Pokemon, then that's only going to be in Johto. One thing I will say, though, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they actually expanded upon that, where you can actually use the Headbond on any one of those trees, like even on those big trees, so, like, they actually kind of remove those smaller trees, but they actually apply those to the, to those bigger surrounding trees, and this also applies to the trees in Kanto. Oh yeah, there was that one item ball that, like, when I was recording this, I saw that, oh shit, I gotta get that item ball first, so I had to, just, use my bike over to where it is, but, But yeah, and those, yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they actually expand upon it where, you know, you can actually headbutt on any one of those trees, and that also applies to Kanto, where they have more of those trees they can headbutt in, so that's actually something that I'm glad about. So, anyway, so we'll head over this way here. I was gonna say, you're working on a Pokedex? That's really something. Don't give up. Oh, well, thank you. That's actually really nice of you to give me some encouragement there. And so here we are back in Fuchsia City. So, so yeah, that's about it. That was a route. That was the longest route that there was, and yeah, that was I mean, at least I have something to talk about. And I'll go ahead and end things off here since I've at that point reached the 30-minute threshold. So. Anyhow, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we are going to fly back over to Saffron City, and we are going to do some exploration there, and then we're going to go and take on the gym that's there. So I will see you guys next time.